Hi guys. So one of the things that I discovered is that a lot of times when you're offering service-based business, you tend to think that people who sell products tend to sell more than you or tend to get more customers than you. But one of the things I want you to realize is that it depends on how you go about it. The thing is that when you're selling products, people tend to see what you're selling. People can feel it because it's physical. While for services, it's a lot of intangibles. So it's like, for example, running a coaching service or running a consulting service where you're trying to tell people that you can help them transform their businesses. They've not seen it. They don't know what you want to pitch to them. All you have just put down are intangibles. Whereas if you're selling shoes, if you're selling clothes, if you're selling food items, these are things that people can see and they tend to actually believe more because they can feel it, they can see, they can try it out immediately. Whereas in the service business, they can't do that. But one of the things you need to realize is that all that you need to consistently get clients signed up are a series of deliberate things that you need to do to get customers to keep coming. If you're liking the sound of this video, kindly give us a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you're yet to do so. I want you to stick to the end of this channel so that you can learn everything that we're sharing in this video today. So one of the things you need to realize is that for you to consistently get customers as a service-based business, if you're running a business like an advertising agency, you're running a digital marketing service, you're running a training service, you're running consulting service, you're running a coaching service, anything that is an intangible, that is a service, there are things that you need to do to consistently get customers coming to you. So one of it is for you to focus on a particular niche. So one of the things you need to realize is that jack of all trades is always a master of none. When you're starting up as a service-based company, you need to ensure that you have a focus because trying to do everything will mean that you are channeling your energy into different things that you are not caught out for. Because at the initial stages, your skill level and the resources that you have are minimal. So you want to channel those energy levels and that skill into something that can generate for you. So for example, if you're an advertising agency, one of the things you can do is that you can focus on small startups. That means that you want to help startups to be able to what? Advertise their business. So that is something that you know you might have the skill level for and you have all the resources for. The other thing you want to do is that you want to focus on branding. So instead of trying to do everything within the advertising space, you can choose branding, helping them to design their logos, their flyers, to do all those things that as a startup business, will be useful to them. So that is something that you want to ensure that you're doing. The other way by which you can focus on your niche is to look at the competitors. What are your competitors doing? How are they positioning themselves? With those things, you can then design a unique service proposition for yourself that can stand you out in that service that you're trying to render. And as you do so, you begin to see that your energy levels and your skill level will begin to match that specific niche that you have chosen for yourself. The second thing you need to do is to offer value and education. You need to realize as a service-based business, the thing that consistently bring people to you is the value that they perceive of your business. So as a startup who is going into service-based business, you want to find out how you want to continue to educate your potential customers, either virtually or physically. So you want to leverage on a lot of the things that are around you to be able to churn out education. So for example, you can write articles and put them in blogs. So for example, if you're offering digital marketing services, one of the things you can do for your customers is that you can come up with a lot of articles that can tell them how they can increase their marketing or how they can generate so much money by putting in XYZ amount into their marketing. As an advertising agency, you can come up with a lot of articles on how people can position their businesses in different places. Or for example, if you're running a coaching service, one of the things you can do is that you can come up with articles on how people can be better off in themselves. These are different forms of education that you can put out for your potential customers, and you can have a way by which they can consistently sign up to you. Or you can run master classes where you can do free teachings for people or free advice for people on some of the things that you think can be beneficial to them. The third thing you need to do is to attend a lot of industry events. So in a lot of services, you need to understand that there are a lot of events that happen within those industry. And so you want to try and focus on those events by trying to identify which events are currently happening within this particular space that you are playing. And you want to see how many people are coming for that event. How do you network with people within that space? What are the things that you need to do? So by preparing for that event, trying to find out how you can maximize that event. As you go for that event, you need to focus on trying to network with people within that space so that when you leave that space, those are people that you can follow up on and they can help you to actually get a lot of business within that space. Sometimes you might need to even pay for some exhibitions within that sector where you can go actually show people what you do or talk about what you do to the people within that space. These are things that you need to ensure that you're doing to be able to position yourself as a service-based business. The fourth thing that you can do is to offer discounts and incentives. So in service-based business, one of the things you need to realize is that a lot of the things have to do with customers signing contracts with you. So you have customers who want to actually patronize your business. For example, if you're running an advertising agency, you have a customer who wants to patronize you for, let's say, 6 months or let's say 3 months. They want to do business with you for that particular time because that's when they can measure what you've actually done. So in that category, one of the things you need to realize is that offering discounts, offering incentives, giving free trials to customers at that time is something that also attracts people to trying to patronize you at those initial stages. So that's something you also want to look out for as a service-based business. What are the free things that you're doing for the customers to be able to get them to come to you at those initial stages? The fifth thing you need to do is that you can host a virtual event. So during COVID, I realized that a lot of companies were actually leveraging on the virtual space to do a lot of events for their potential customers. This is something that's come to stay, and this is something that you can do. And a lot of it might not really come at a lot of cost because what you're just spending money on are the internet connections, and maybe putting out adverts for people to join those virtual events. But one of the things that this virtual event can do for you is that it helps your potential customers to begin to know your brand on a personal level and they can begin to ask questions personally or they can begin to ask questions that are tailored to the services that you render. And by doing so, you can begin to draw them closer to you that they can begin to start patronizing you. The sixth thing that you need to do is to ensure that you are asking for referrals from your current customers. Referrals is one of the most powerful ways by which you can consistently get customers in a service-based business. And the reason is because the people who have tasted of your services before are the people that you can leverage on. So you need to ask those people that are currently patronizing you and ask them how they can help you to get in people into that your space. But you need to ensure that there's also something in it for them. So you also have to offer them incentives that can guarantee them going back to also bring people to you. The seventh thing that I'm going to talk about is for you to also ask for testimonials and reviews. Testimonials and reviews is one of the best way of social proofing. For example, as a coach, if you're offering training services for someone and there's someone who can testify that they've been able to try out your services and there's been results in their life or in their business, that is something that draws people to you. And those kind of testimonials are things that you can put up on your website or any of your social media platforms that can guarantee people seeing it and then coming back to ask for your services. But you need to realize that trying to get customers for any service-based business is not as easy as it might look like. But putting in a lot of deliberate effort is something that can guarantee you having those big breaks and getting consistent customers coming to you. I believe this video has been helpful to you. So please drop your comment in the section below and let me hear how you've also been able to get customers in your service-based business. If there's anything you think we can do to improve this channel, kindly also drop in the comment section below. Thank you so much for staying tuned to this video. See you next time.